Hi YouTube, it's Lena, and you can't see her, but I have a guest. For those that don't know, that is my cat Europa. She does like to hang out in here a lot. Sometimes I literally have to chase her out just so that I can shut the door. Most of my dogs like it in here too, but if you've been here for a while, you know that my Chihuahua Mo absolutely hates this room, and I have yet to figure out why. Anyways, you're not here for an update on my pets. You are here because I am updating my panning punk project pan. I am doing this in conjunction with PANtastic ladies. It was started by Allie. I will link her and everybody doing it down below so that you can go check them out. And the idea behind this is music, punk music to be specific. Both the original movement and the kind of revival in the 90s/2000s. The kind of, I guess, more pop punk some people want to call it, but some of it's still fairly punky. So now this is kind of a slow starting project pan because while I do have one empty, most of the other products are either just slow moving in general, or there's one I haven't actually really started with yet. But I'll talk about my empty first. It is for Taking Back Sunday, Make Damn Sure, which I mentioned in the intro that I was actually not familiar with the song. It was one of the few I wasn't familiar with. I went and looked it up and now I love it. Anyways. For that, the prompt is, let me look it up. Yeah, this one I should really sit out here with my phone because I didn't write down what the prompts actually were. Now, for Taking Back Sunday, make damn sure a product you are ready to be done with or are almost done with, and this was both. It is the Refreshments Luscious Hand Cream and Citrus Spritz. This is from the Ipsy in-house brand. It was right here when I started, and I did manage to finish that up. Always fun to be able to show that off, especially since I'm usually made a liar out of because it's been sitting for so long that a little bit of product has built up in the bottom. So that is finally done. Now for the rest of the products, first I have the Clash, Should I Stay or Should I Go? A product you aren't sure if you want to declutter or not. I have the Pure Heals Pore Clear Black Charcoal Peel Off Mask. I have used it once and that is its movement. So I don't think every usage will put that much progress on it, honestly. I may have even measured it wrong when I first put it in here, but like now that is where it folds down. So now I don't particularly like peel off masks, so that was why this was almost decluttered, but I realized that I had actually used it before, which is why I'm trying to use it up now. But even if one usage is only half that normally, if I just use this a couple of times a month, it would go fairly quickly, but because I don't like peel-off masks, I don't get to use it very often. Oh, the conundrum. Next is the Ramones Rock and Roll High School, a product that was a teenage staple to you. Red lips in general was a staple to me. I'm wearing a kind of pinky red lip now today, not this in particular. So I threw in the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in, what is this called? Bossy? Yep, Bossy. Here's my paper progress. Haven't made a ton of progress. I'm kind of working a bit harder on another lip pencil, but I have used it. It has been resharpened since last time, so that is still at least something. Next is Blink-182, What's My Age Again, an older product in your collection. I chose the Pretties for Your Face Poison Apple Body Spray. I have just started using this, and it's not showing progress really yet, as you can see up there, but hopefully next month with a full month of regular usage, this will actually show some real progress. So that's what I meant by, like, you know, most of these are kind of slower moving products. Whew. And the one that I have not used yet, which is My Chemical Romance, Welcome to the Black Parade, the song that can be identified by one piano note. If you know the song, you know what I mean. And it was a black eyeshadow, and my goal was to hit pan in the shade black in my Lorac Pro 2 palette because I am still working on another prompt that had to use a black shade for 4 uses, of which I am 2 off. And another product in here is why I haven't hit those last 2 yet. I haven't actually started using it yet. Now it already has a dip. It shouldn't be that hard to hit pan once I start using it because I use black eyeshadow every day to set my eyeliner, my black top liner. But you know, that is where we are currently. Next month it should have some progress though, so I'm not worried about that. And finally, before I get into my new product, I have Panic at the Disco High Hopes, a product that you have high hopes for or products you hope you can reach your goal on. I set a fairly lofty goal on this one, which is why it's like high hopes. And it is my Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette. I wanted to make 10 different looks in here using just shades from it. And I have made 2 so far. And I had the brilliant idea of actually tracking which, I just stuck my finger in one of them, which shade I use, like how many times I use each shade, because I also want to use each shade at least once. I've hit that goal pretty well. I only have 2 that I haven't used yet at all, but some of them have been used in slightly different ways, and I'll get into that in a second. For the first look, which unfortunately looks like a hot mess because I took this picture at the end of the day where it was all like mushed everywhere, I used Dimension all over the lid, a mixture of Eden and Lure in the crease. Now I should have just used Lure for that, but I forgot how warm Eden was actually to use on skin, so I had to mix it in a lot of Lure to fix that. I have Osiris in the outer V and on my lower lash line, and I have Lucid in my inner corner. I am also, in that picture in particular, using Obsidian, the black shade. As you can see, this is why I didn't hit my goal in another project pan. To set my eyeshadow. Now, today is my other look. I will insert like a closer shot of it here. But I am using Pyramid all over the lid, Saturn in my crease, Throne in my outer V on my lower lash line, and I'm actually using Sphere in my inner corner now, and Obsidian lining my upper lash line. And this is where I'm actually also using a mixture of Unity and Parallel in my eyebrows. So I do want to use those actually on my eyes before it's over with, but that I did count that as a usage on here, so you know how that goes. It just, the same reason with Obsidian, when I'm using this, I don't really feel like opening up another palette, and that included my brow powder today apparently, so I just used Unity and Parallel, and it worked just fine. Now, to let me show you how the palette looks right now, it's actually starting to look a bit messy in there. Pyramid, for some reason, is really, really flaky, which is fine. I can work with that. It doesn't really bother me. But that made it get kind of messy today. So, the only shades I haven't used so far are Sphinx and Eternal. So I will make sure to use those next month. So 2 looks out of 10 so far are done. And that was kind of my goal to myself, was to hit 2 looks a month so that I can roll this out in 5 months. Now, if I get faster than that, that's great, but my minimum is 2. Now, for what I am rolling in, I decided to roll in Simple Plan's Perfect. And the idea is a product that gives you a sense of security and comfort. Now, I went more on the comfort side because facial mist I really love, not because I think they necessarily do anything super special for my skin, necessarily. Maybe they do hydrate a little bit more, even though that's not necessarily something that I need. But I am somebody who's always either absolutely freezing or boiling hot. There is no in between. And when I am boiling hot, I go through facial mists like nobody's business. And I also happen to find the scent of aloe to be really soothing, so I figured this was a good, product for that prompt. Now, this only has 2.7 ounces. Don't be surprised if I'm over halfway finished with this by next time. We're starting all the way at the top. I just started using this the other day, so I will mark that, and that will be my next product. So, short but sweet, that is it. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, we do really appreciate it, and hopefully I will see you later. Bye!